All right, I'm looking at another Fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with point. Now, I'd like to try and do the yellows and greens as true if possible. Let's see. We could do T. We'd have to have an I or a P then. Toins. I don't know that it's gonna work. But we might be able to do the T as the lie and still do the O, N, and T. Something like fount or mount would work. Okay. Well, one of the N's is a lie, so the O's and the T's are definitely true. Okay, so let's... so we can't do NT. Interesting. And, I mean, as I already saw, if this is true, I think it's going to be really hard because you have to have an I or a P. And I don't know how that's going to work. So I don't think this... I think this has to be the lie and this is true. So there's no N, I think. So we need an F or a U. Could we do something like this? Touch would work. Okay. Well, we didn't get any contradictions, which is interesting. If we do T, we can't do... so if the T is at the beginning, then the C has to be true, but you can't do the U. And you'd have to have an F then. So T at the beginning isn't really going to work. And so since we know there's a T, and this can't be a lie because it's green, it can't be a lie. It has to be true. We know this is true. So now I'm thinking T here. We still have to have a U or an F. Or maybe this. Oh, we could do... No, we can't do the H. If we do the U, we can't do an H. E. But if we do the U, we need a C. That's not going to work. So I don't think we can do the U. We could still do the T here. And then, we can't do an H unless we could do TCH. We could do this. But then, we still need an F or a U. So it would have to be like Foch, which isn't going to work. So that actually doesn't work. Okay. So I don't think we can do the H because that forces the C and the T. Yeah. So this H has to be true. I don't think we can do the U. We can't because then there's nowhere to put the T. So we can't do the U. So the C has to be the lie. Probably because there's no C. It could be because there's a C somewhere else. Maybe we could do something like this. What would that be? Otherwise, T here. Yeah, I don't think... Well, we could do coats. No, we have to have a U or an F. Yeah, so that's not going to work. Oh, and we don't think there's a U, so we think there has to be an F. Ooh, and by we, I mean me. I don't know what you think. Footy. I don't know. Okay. Something. Oh, wow. Pretty sure there's an F. If it's at the beginning, then that's the lie. But then it would have to be this. And I don't think that's going to work. So this has to be true. We know this is true. We could have the T be the lie and do lofty. There we go. All right, very nice. Well, a little bit of thinking, but got it in 4 today. Not too bad. So let me know how your solve went. And if you haven't already listened to the first episode of my new trivia podcast, Quizzical, link in the description where you can check that out. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.